Today, we're talking about Kim Kardashian, business mogul, reality TV icon, mother, singer. That one's a joke.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree.
She turned a leaked tape and a closet organizing gig into a global empire, proving that the American dream is alive, well, and also wearing shapewear. But today we're talking about Kim Kardashian's strange, eerie rebrand. She's been seen with certain characters, including Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Ivanka Trump, to name a few. And I'd refer to this motley crew as the Oligarchy. Kim, why didn't they have a level on the Kardashian Hollywood game where you cozy up to the Amazon CEO for a morsel of attention? Kim's holding on to relevancy tighter than my Skims bikini holds on to my landing strip. Silicon Valley is not just the tech epicenter of the world, it's also what Mark Zuckerberg calls Kim's snatch. Kim, your ideologies have flip-flopped faster than your last names. And I will say this era is very reminiscent of her personal assistant era, except for instead of being bossed around by a bitchy blonde with a bad spray tan, she's being bossed around by a bitchy blonde with a bad spray tan. Kim went from selling contour kits to contouring her beliefs to the nearest billionaire. Welcome to Tyler's Kitchen, where you listen to me rant about my special interests, which include but are not limited to history, pop culture, feminism, and random shit I see on the internet, with a few more jokes than is necessary and or appropriate, whilst I cook you a treat. Hey, cook along with me if you feel like it. So today I want to explore Kim's new rebrand. Has she always been a soulless billionaire and we just didn't realize? Is this a new career pivot? Why is she doing this? Does she have political ambitions? Is this a business opportunity? Is this her desperate need to be taken seriously? Her need for male validation and attention? I don't know, so let's get into it. Today we're going to be making the viral Kim Kardashian French toast recipe, and I'm feeling good because it's a recipe so easy that there's no written form of recipe. You just have to watch this screen recording of her Snapchat story over and over again and try to pick up on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to make something that I saw on TikTok, these little French toast things. Since North said I haven't cooked in 2 years?
This is gonna go well for me. So I prefer recipes that can be verbally passed down like a folktale. That's kind of more my skill level. Okay, so step one is I need to cut these. So I feel like this is the knife you use for bread things. Like this is called serrated knife, correct? This is a hack I learned on TikTok. You can open up the carton of the Hawaiian rolls. Not me giving actual cooking advice, stop it. You want them in little squares, she said on her Snapchat story, and that I can do. So if you have not been keeping up with the Kardashians, let me fill you in on what you missed. Kim has recently been acting so weird. Let me share some of the hits. Summer and fall 2024. Kim Kardashian is seen yachting with Bezos, supporting Lauren Sanchez's book launch. We talked about this in another video if you want to go check it out. She made this stupid book about a fly going to the moon to promote Blue Origin. Did you hear Katy Perry's going on Blue Origin? I'm just exhausted. And to think I used to defend Katy Perry. And then around the same time, a blind item came out that said that Lauren Sanchez is beginning to side-eye Kim Kardashian because Kim is flirting with Jeff Bezos and Lauren's feeling threatened about it. On the other hand, it's kind of giving a threesome-ish vibe. Why are you on a yacht with some rich guy and his wife and you're single? That is kind of a strange vibe. I've seen those memes where it's me and my bestie using my husband's credit card to go to Greece together. Maybe it's like that. I think I'm just gonna do all different sizes for this so that if I mess it up, I have other options, you know? And I'm also doing some that are kind of this butt shape. I love bread so much. Put me at a Cheesecake Factory or Texas Roadhouse, it is game over. I wanna sit at Cheesecake Factory with my Cosmopolitan, with my 3 baskets of brown bread, with my mini cheeseburger platter, and have a good yap. Yeah, check out this blind item. Crazy days and crazy nights. Very factual information. Kidding, don't sue me. The significant other of the wealthy bookseller probably shouldn't let the bookseller out of her sight when the illiterate reality star is around. This was published on September 19th, 2024. So it lines up around the same time they were yachting together and just gushing all over each other about the book launch. They're posting happy birthdays to each other. They are cozy the fuck up. And I can see that in a creepy, freaky billionaire way. Kim Kardashian and and Lauren Sanchez kind of do look similar. It would be threatening for a man to be friends with a woman who looks very similar to you, who has a history of cheating. If I were Lauren Sanchez, I'd be getting real nervous. She hasn't even locked down the marriage yet, so she has no guarantees in this life as of right now. But Lauren Sanchez stands on business, and we know this about her. Lauren Sanchez has game. I don't think she's gonna let him fumble. I believe in her and her immaculate game. She literally invented hypergamy, and I love her. Then October 31st, we were all there. Her son Saint West, during the heat of election season, posts a video calling Kamala Harris stupid and dumb.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy.
It's her son who she shares with Kanye West. 12-year-old boys often are gross and bigoted and shitty. If that were an isolated thing, I would be like, damn, 12-year-old boys suck. But because of all the other things I'm noticing, I feel like this is coming from perhaps Kim. Now I'm supposed to like put this in the microwave so it melts. And I'm gonna freestyle a little bit because we know how well it goes when I freestyle. I'm gonna crack an egg into it so it's like more French toasty, you know? On November 19th, 2024, Kim posts one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. The iconic thirst trap of her with the Tesla cyber robot inside the cyber truck. This was one of the horniest things I've ever seen. I'm like, Kimberly Noel Kardashian, are you that cyber robot? Tell me right now. She also followed it up with like 2 tweets about Tesla and cyber robots on Twitter. Then on December 20th, 2024, Kim posts giving her friend a Cybertruck. So this is a lot of Tesla PR happening. This is a lot of free Tesla promo, and we know what Tesla represents. I've seen so many people with Teslas like put stickers on their car that say fuck Elon because they understand kind of a bad look, but to publicly endorse it is really strange behavior. On January 20th, 2025, Kim posts an image of Melania on Inauguration Day. What was the reasoning for this, girl? Black hat, Melania, which I get was kind of an iconic fashion moment. Like, you want to give her the benefit of the doubt on all of these things, but I think it's just little breadcrumbed dog whistles to let us know where she's now standing. She's joining the oligarchy. People were obviously outraged by this. I guess just the photo itself gives her plausible deniability. Then on February 10th, 2025, she starts flirting with the Zuck. Mark Zuckerberg posts a selfie in a sweatshirt that says, "Kim is my lawyer." This post is captioned, "The only appropriate hoodie," at Kris Jenner. Kim Kardashian's mother, 69, appeared in a Super Bowl ad for Meta's Ray-Ban Meta glasses alongside Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt. I'm just confused about this. Are they cozying up? Was this like a Kris Jenner publicity stunt? Did they meet on the ad and hit it off, and then she was like, "You should date my daughter"? Zuck's kind of going through his bro-y, like, I want to be in pop culture now era. Before he was like quiet and cool. Now he's like Joe Rogan podcast with like stylish look. Like, what's going on here? As recently as March 3rd, 2025, this is before the Oscars, there was a pre-dinner party. She is seen sitting next to Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos once again, third wheeling. Or is she not third wheeling? Is she thirding? Why is she only interacting with evil people now? And then I saw clips on TikTok of a recent episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians on Hulu, where she has Andrew Huberman and Brian Johnson over for dinner, and they talk about anti-aging and health.
I have to get younger. Meeting Chloe wouldn't be so bad, being younger than her. I'd like to be a younger sister to my younger sister.
And I just found this weird as hell. Do you know who's watching Keeping Up? Because that is not the same people who like Andrew Huberman and Brian Johnson. They are giving very much like RFK. They're giving very much podcast bro, very much Roganite. And I'm like, is Kim like setting herself up to find a new audience? Because who even is that audience? And why would they be interested in Kim Kardashian? These are just all very interesting dog whistles. Kim is giving us these clues, and nothing Kim does is by accident because she's very intelligent. So let's get into some of the theories. I present to you theory number 1. Kim has literally always been this way. Maybe we've just given her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we just haven't wanted to face reality. Maybe we were blinded by her PR strategies. But this theory does seem plausible. 1, she chose to marry Kanye West. He is a very problematic individual. I will say he's clearly gone through something over the past handful of years that has really made him jump off the deep end. But you gotta imagine, like, he thought some of those things before. Probably Kim Kardashian was aware that he kind of hated women, and she was like, it's fine. The person you marry, you kind of co-sign that behavior. Your partner is a representation of you. Let's also note she was raised by infamously problematic Caitlyn Jenner. Let's also note she's had a friendship with Ivanka Trump for for over a decade, and she hasn't like been quiet about it. Like, they've been exchanging birthday posts for like 10 years and nobody's been talking about it. Then I found a 2021 interview where she was asked if she was a feminist, and she was like, I don't really like titles.
Everyone always says, are you a feminist? Then why would you do this or this? And
I was going to ask you that.
And I don't think that I am.
And this is some shit that pisses me off. Every celebrity does this. Being a feminist is not controversial. Why are people so anxious and quiet about labeling themselves feminist? That is part of the reason why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I do remember growing up being a feminist was like this crazy thing, and I'm trying to show you guys it's like the most basic thing. Especially at a time when people who are trying to take away women's rights are so loud. You need to be so loudly for them. I also found another interview where she claimed that she was socially liberal and fiscally conservative. What are you? That is like such a corny answer. You're literally Chad at USC. And let's be real, she's always been into status and wealth, and she's never necessarily been shouting, hey, I'm the most ethical person from the rooftops. But I feel like we've kind of projected this likable persona onto her. So I'm gonna warm up this hot plate situation I got going on over here, because I basically need to like bathe my bread and my ice cream egg mixture, coat it in cinnamon sugar, and then drop it into the pan. Theory number 2, is this her desperate need to be taken seriously? Kim Kardashian rose to fame through a certain tape, and since then she's been judged for it, and I feel like she's been constantly trying to climb out of this reputation hole she dug herself into so many years ago. In a 2014 interview at Code Mobile Conference, when asked, why do people not take you seriously? She responded, that's a question that sometimes I get frustrated with. I pride myself on my work ethic, and I work really hard. In a 2022 interview, she advised women in business, get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work.
In another interview, she says, I'm the true definition of a workaholic. In another interview, she talks about how she learned work ethic from her dad. And what better way to feel like, yes, you do work hard, yes, you are a serious businesswoman, than to align with the most powerful business people in the United States. I feel like that could heal her desperate need to be told that she's working hard enough, that she's serious, that she's not just some bimbo reality TV star. Maybe she's let it get to her so bad that she feels like she has to stoop to these levels. So now I'm just like tossing this in here. I feel like the ice cream still didn't like soak, but I'm just gonna go for it. This definitely does not look like what she did. I can't believe Kim Kardashian is out cooking me. I don't cook, but she probably cooks even less than I do. Maybe adding the egg was my mistake, because see how it's like goopy? Things are falling apart. My hair's in my face, I'm overheated, overstimulated, overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid.
Overwhelmed, overworked, overpaid.
Theory number 3, is this just business? First off, the Tesla thirst trap. Now this is a paid partnership if I've ever seen one. It's literally structured. Kim thought IPO stood for Instagram photo opportunity. The way that it was crafted is exactly how paid partnerships work. Her rep came out and said that it wasn't, but it's so hard to believe anybody saying that, because that's like a deliverable. Like, I can already see the emailed brief. We want one photo of Kim with the Cybertruck. We want another one with the cyber robot. And it's on X, Elon's platform. That's exactly how the brief went. I just know that she made a sum more than most of us can dream of making to post this cyber robot. And I think she's lying about it, because this is not the first time she's had some shady advertising. It's like sizzling, but it's like wet. Maybe that's supposed to happen. Slow and low is the way to go. Kim Kardashian was fined $1.26 million for advertising Ethereum Max on her Instagram page. She was accused of promoting a pump and dump scheme. Not to mention, in the beginning of her career, she was notorious for promoting sugar bear hair when having extensions, for promoting flat tummy tea when she obviously has liposuction. This woman's entire career is built off of lies, so I don't think I believe her when she says she was not paid to promote Tesla. There are so many FTC guidelines that you have to follow when you're posting about stuff, but at the end of the day, when you're Kim Kardashian and Elon Musk, you're fucking untouchable. What's $1 million FTC fine gonna do when you have 1.7 bill? I don't know how you expected a rep for Kim Kardashian to be telling the truth. Also, Kim Kardashian recently launched Sky Partners, which is a private equity firm. Go check out the content creator Meredith Lynch if you want to learn about private equity. She is so brilliant and has so many good takes on it. It's fucking evil. But again, it makes sense for her as somebody involved in private equity to be partnering with Musk and Zuckerberg and Bezos to expand her network as a businesswoman. And then for them, it makes sense for her to be able to pull some of that Hollywood, because every brand wants a celebrity partnership. They want to look cool. They want to be in pop culture. It kind of makes sense. Maybe she doesn't believe in supporting the oligarchy. Maybe she doesn't believe in being evil, but for her business endeavors, she's gonna act like it. Another thought I've had recently is maybe from a business perspective, she's realizing it's smarter to hit the right-wing grift, because I feel like that's kind of like the plan B for every washed up celebrity. Kim Kardashian is not as relevant as she used to be. Maybe she's doing her Roseanne Barr arc. She's like, oh shit, nobody really is talking about me anymore. What if I just start aligning myself with these yahoos? That way you can never get canceled. It's a new audience that's not sick of you. And maybe you could do something controversial enough to pick up headlines again. Who knows? I feel like this could be a back pocket strategy, especially now that she's a billionaire. So her original fan base might be like, kind of all billionaires are evil. If she goes and flips sides, these people don't give a fuck. They really don't care about anything. So maybe this is strategic. It's also kind of trendy to be a grifter now. The Aiden Rosses of the world are getting so much leverage. Maybe she's like, maybe this is the new trend is to be kind of questionably conservative. Maybe she's hopping on that. This is really like a sticky disaster. How did this go so well for Kimberly Noel and not for me? I wonder that about a lot of my life choices.
Whoa.
And what I find to be the most compelling theory number 4, is this a political move? So we've noticed over the past few years, Kim has really pivoted since she broke the internet to, I'm a serious businesswoman, I am going to law school, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm a mother. My image is very much serious and tactful and professional. There's a lot less like fighting and screaming and crying on her show. I feel like that was part of why they went to Hulu, so that they could have the final cut. It used to be unpolished and kind of trashy, but it takes itself so seriously now, which is like part of why nobody wants to watch. Go back to them swinging bags at each other. That's what I want. Anyway, Caitlyn Jenner ran for California governor in 2021. Kanye ran for president in 2020. She's had a friendship with Ivanka Trump for 10 years. So Kim has been strangely and closely aligned with politics for quite a few years now. So it wouldn't be shocking if she's gearing up to the Oval Office. I see it. She's conquered fashion. She's conquered beauty. She's conquered business. She's conquered private equity. What's left for her? So this definitely doesn't look like how it's supposed to. Let me let these set and we'll try it and see how we did. But honestly, I kind of see her laying some groundwork in a very similar way to, get this, Ronald Reagan. If Reagan can go from B-list movie star to president, I think Kim can go from sex tape to Senate. This country has range. So Ronald Reagan transitioned from actor into conservative commentator, giving speeches on government overreach before running for governor. Kim pivoted from reality TV to talking about social justice reform, legal studies, and policy advocacy. In a similar way, she shifted toward more serious topics. So Ronald Reagan was originally a New Deal Democrat. He was known for supporting FDR's economic policies. By the late 1940s and 50s, Reagan started to feel like Democratic policies were leaning too far left, particularly regarding the government's policy on economics and taxes, which Kim Kardashian has said similar things. He famously said, I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. He was opposed to high taxes and big government. He saw Democrats as weak on communism. He embraced free market capitalism and subtly became more religious and traditional. Kim surrounding herself with these hyper-masculine Huberman, Mark Zuckerberg-y types is kind of a similar pivot. The way that she's been ignoring things like water ordinances in California, the way that she's complaining about taxes, the way that she's trying to rebrand herself as a serious businesswoman and lawyer seem very reminiscent of what Reagan did. Now, I don't think that's the most likely theory, but it is the most interesting theory. At the end of the day, regardless of why she's making this switch, it's disappointing to say the least. I just feel like she's pandering toward a group of people who spent the last 2 decades shaming her for being a party girl, for being promiscuous, dating a rapper, and she's abandoning the audience who has propelled her to where she is. The audience built up of minorities, women, and LGBTQ+ who are so hurt by the group of people she's pandering to. For so long, I wanted to think of her as like a sweet, misunderstood Marilyn Monroe type. Like, wow, she doesn't know how to choose the right guy. She's been through so much. She was shamed by the public for being sexy, and now she's trying to be serious because of it. I feel so bad for her. But the more I'm learning about her, the more I'm like, no, she kind of just sucks. In 2021, she officially became a billionaire. Her current net worth is $1.7 billion. And let me share some stats with you. At $80K per year, it would take you 21,250 years to reach $1.7 billion. That's 268 human lifetimes, assuming an 80-year lifespan, or one really good prenup. If you started working at the Stone Age, you would not have $1.7 billion. Kim doesn't believe in wealth distribution unless she's redistributing her ex-husband's funds into her bank account. It's very difficult for me to have respect for any billionaire because what on earth are you sitting on that cash for? That's disgusting. Your children's children to the 100th degree are set for life off of that money. You could solve so many issues with that amount of money, and the fact that you're hoarding it, nobody should have $1 billion. Let's also take a moment to acknowledge a lot of her companies are built on the backs of unethical labor. But when we stack her up against the other boys in the Billionaires Club, she's certainly not the worst. She has done good work with prison reform. For example, in 2018, she successfully advocated for the release of Alice Marie Johnson and Chris Young from prison. She also helped persuade the Trump admin to sign the First Step Act, aimed at changing sentencing laws and decreasing prison populations. Since then, she's advocated for the clemency of multiple prisoners on death row or other incarcerated people. Let's try these. Okay, it's like sticking in my teeth because it's caramelized kind of incorrectly, but that is pretty good. Do I think I did it right? No. Am I okay with how it went? I think I am. It's a small batch, but I didn't want to set the sprinklers off, you know? We'll try it with the syrup. It's so difficult for me because I inherently want to support women in business. Like, we don't want to hold women back from being high achievers. So I am like, well, good for her for being a billionaire because most of them are men. But then it's like being a billionaire is like kind of evil. It's difficult. She's overcome so much media slander. She's built strong businesses for herself. She has such an inspiring work ethic and seems like she really has a good attitude. There are things that I admire about her, but it's just so shitty. Over the past 15 years, her fans are millennial, Gen Z women, minorities, LGBTQIA+ individuals. She sold us makeup and diets and hairstyles and outfits. She's benefited from stealing makeup techniques from the drag community. She's benefited from stealing slang from the drag and black community. She's benefited from her entire teams being LGBTQ. She's benefited from cultural appropriation. I mean, look through any photo shoot of her from the 2010s. The tans, the baby hairs, the cornrows, and she profited so much off of stealing from other cultures. So to know that you have this audience who has supported you and backed you over all these years, and then to throw it away for a cyber robot post is crazy fucking work. To be flirting with the freaking oligarchy is crazy fucking work. With most of her audience being normal people, to complain about taxes when you're a billionaire is, again, crazy work. But that means it's time for us as consumers to vote with our wallets, to show up with our wallets. If you in the past have been a fan of the Kardashians, I think this is your time to be a little bit more intentional with how you're spending your time, how you're supporting them, and how you're showing up. Because me personally, I do not want to be taking my money and putting it into the wallet of Kim Kardashian at this point. I'm not going to be buying Skims. You do not need the latest Skims drop, girl. Girl, you are living paycheck to paycheck, spending your free time watching Kardashians on Hulu, making the Kardashians rich, and then you have a post notification set for the newest Skims launch so that Kim Kardashian can take the money you just made for her and put it toward a yacht party with Jeff Bezos. So I think it's time to stop supporting and encouraging this woman who clearly does not give a fuck about you as the audience members. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are your theories? Why is she acting like this? Because it's very weird and unsettling. Is anybody else feeling like there's a strange shift of energy in the air that's very dark and hostile? What are your thoughts? What's your favorite Kim Kardashian theory? I would love to know. Let's have a yap about it in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing, ho? Join. And thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.